Shalom. Thanks for joining me. I'm in the Sermon on the Mount, Matthew chapter 5, and a series of teachings where Jesus begins by saying, "You have heard it said, but I say to you." And remember, the theme of the Sermon on the Mount is found in Matthew chapter 5, verse 20, where Jesus is saying that your righteousness must exceed the righteousness of the scribes and the Pharisees. So here is an example of how the righteousness of the scribes and the Pharisees is. It's conformity to external rules and regulations. Jesus is saying your righteousness, if you're going to be a follower of mine, a Talmudim, an apprentice, a disciple of mine, then the righteousness that you have has to go beyond conformity to rules and regulations. It must be in your heart. You must love me and follow me from your heart instead of just rote obedience to rules and regulations. And here is another area where Jesus talks about righteousness in the terms of making a vow, making an oath, taking an oath. So he says in verse 33, "Again, you have heard that it was said to the people long ago, 'Do not break your oath, but fulfill to the Lord the vows you have made.' But I tell you, do not swear an oath at all, either by heaven, for it's God's throne, or by the earth, for it is his footstool, or by Jerusalem, for it is the city of the great king. And do not swear by your head, for you cannot make even one hair white or black. All you need to say is simply yes or no, and anything beyond this comes from the evil one." So what Jesus is saying in this section is that if you make a vow, you take an oath, you keep it. Bottom line, that's the simplest thing that Jesus is saying, and that is what the law said. You don't break your oath. But what was happening in Jesus' day is that people were finding loopholes, ways to get around it. So, well, I swear I swear by the sacrifice on the altar that I will do this, or I swear by the altar of God that I will do this. And what Jesus is saying, and you pick up on it, by the way, from a different passage. It's in the Gospel of Luke, chapter 6. But what Jesus is teaching there is that if you're going to say that I'm going to do something, or that I'm telling you the truth, then tell the truth. Let your yes be yes, let your no be no. That's it. If you're having to swear on something to prove your trustworthiness, then there's something wrong already. Now, a lot of people also look at this as if you go to court and they make you raise your right hand and they ask you, do you swear or affirm that you will tell the whole truth, nothing but the truth, so help you God? And a lot of people some people have objected to swearing because they use this verse here to say, I'm not supposed to swear by anything. You can say that. That's not what Jesus really meant, but what he's basically saying, and the whole thing is, if you make a vow, you be the person of such character that they know that if you said yes, it means yes. If you said no, it means no. And there's no in between. In other words, you are a person of trustworthy character. And that's all that Jesus is saying in here in this passage. So don't try to complicate it and make it harder. Okay? All right, we're almost done with chapter 5. Stay with me.